Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's TNA Impact Wrestling for March 14th, 2013, the first show on the road in Chicago, and I have to say this was a good Impact here. I actually liked the show. There was some weird stuff on here, but for the most part I was entertained the entire time. I thought they had a great main event with Sting versus Austin Aries. Aries got a great match out of Sting, and the Aces look like a threatening group. They really pulled that off here. So I've heard some rumors that Hogan may want to go for the world title. And the scary thing is, I could see that happening. But I really hope TNA is not dumb enough to do something like put the belt on Hogan. I mean, seriously, they could get some press out of it, but it's all going to be bad. It's going to be a lot of people saying, Hulk Hogan still wrestles? And they're just going to get shit like that. So I really hope they don't do something like this. But the show starts off with what's supposed to be a tag match. And during Chavo and Hernandez's entrance, the Aces and Eights hit the ring, beat the hell out of them. Devon cuts a promo and introduces Bully as champion. So Bully comes out, and the Aces and Eights have lyrics in their entrance music now. He says he used Sting, screwed Brooke, and made a fool of Hogan and all the fans. He says they did something the NWO couldn't accomplish. Backstage, Sting is pissed off. He says, he just burned me at the stake. He's digging a grave for TNA and he's in the fast lane. And then he throws a bottle of water. Gail Kim thanks Brooke for putting Taryn on probation after she attacked her. And they kept hyping up this whole thing. Later in the show, Brooke Hogan's reaction to Bully Ray becoming world champion and revealing himself to be the president of the Aces and Eights. And when it finally came time to show this, it was really just a recap video of what happened at the pay-per-view. There was nothing to it. I think Brooke was in it for, I don't know, a couple seconds crying backstage. So we get Gail and Tara versus Mickie James and Velvet Sky. At one point, Velvet actually drags Tara to the wrong corner, or Gail to the wrong corner. Gail and Taryn go at it again. Gail pushes her face, and Taryn slaps her. Tara hits the Widow's Peak on Mickie James, and Velvet hits Tara with a face buster for the win. Bully says Hogan doesn't have the balls to fire them. Are these guys under contract? I could believe Bully Ray being under contract, but the rest of them? And Bully calls Brooke to rub it in. We get Robbie E versus Rob Terry because it was so damn good the first time, we gotta do it again. There was some Feed Me More chants during this match. And Terry wins with the Spine Buster. He does a terrible dance afterwards. The Aces and Eights are pissed, they have no merch. And they pick another random target, who I guess was Angle. What are the odds that it's going to be Kurt Angle yet again? Hogan's pissed at Sting for telling him to trust Bully in the first place. And now that Bully has the title, he has the company hostage, which I would say is very Kevin Steen and Ring of Honor, but it's been done a ton of times. There's no point. Aries and Rude tell Sting it's his fault. Try to rub salt in the wound, and Sting says he's tired of talking and wants to fight. Rude backs away, so he picks Aries. AJ Styles is supposed to come out, but he never does. So Kazarian and Daniels come out. They're dressed like the Road Warriors. They have their faces painted. Christopher Daniels has these two strips on the top of his head that look like turds. Oh man, but he says, oh, what a tush. It was good. They make fun of AJ. They're going to do this again. They're going to do Daniels versus AJ again. I just know it. And Storm comes out. He cuts a promo on them with a faulty mic. And he beats Daniels with a backstabber. Afterwards, Kazarian attacks him. AJ comes out. He punches Kazarian, so Daniels and Kazarian leave the ring, and then AJ clotheslines Storm. And when he hits the clothesline, his hood actually pops back on, and it looked perfect. Backstage, Kurt Angle gets jumped by the Aces. Joseph Park comes out. He gets some cheap pops, and then Matt Morgan comes out and says he's going to eliminate Hogan's mistakes, starting with Park. Then he just tells him to leave. So Park refuses, but Morgan says he fights on his time. Park turns around, then when he turns back around, Morgan hits him with a carbon footprint. It was a little botched timing-wise, but another Aces video challenging Hogan to fire them. We get the main event, Aries with Rude versus Sting. Rude trips Sting. Sting throws him into the guardrail, and Rude keeps trying to get involved, so the ref kicks him out. Aries goes for the Scorpion Deathlock, but doesn't know how to do it. I find that really hard to believe, but that was the spot. Sting counters the Brainbuster with the Scorpion Death Drop, but Aries kicks out, which I'm glad they did that. It made Aries look strong here. And Sting gets him in the Scorpion Deathlock, but the Aces hit the ring. They beat up Sting. Bully calls out Hogan. Hogan comes out on crutches and says it won't be easy. It would be too easy to fire them. So he's banding together the locker room. And all these guys rush out and hit the ring. Samoa Joe, Angle, Rob Terry, Jeff Hardy. And the Aces and Eights beat them up. Bully Ray's on the outside beating up Angle. He's just slapping his back like Donkey Kong. What the hell was that? But then he starts whipping them all with the chain, just like Hollywood Hogan. And that was it. Hogan sent all these guys out to eliminate the Aces and Eights, and they failed. And that's how the show ended. So I thought this was a good impact here. The Aces and Eights look strong. I hope they continue this. I'm still a little skeptical. I know there's going to be some matches where they're pretty much going to have to help each other win every single match. I don't see any member of the Aces, except for Bully Ray, and even him, I think they're going to have interference in every single match. So that kind of sucks, but at least as a group, they're dominating people, at least for this week. Next week, I don't know. It could go back to the normal, but I hope not. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, but as far as this Impact goes, I did enjoy this week's show. So that's my review of this week's episode. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.